You've ever been in the role, if you've been scapegoated in any way, shape, or form, I always talk about like toxic systems, but if you've ever been in the toxic systems, you already understand that in toxic systems, there needs to be a scapegoat. And with the scapegoated person is essentially the one that's going to bear all the evils and all the wrongdoing of all the people in whatever system that they're in. The people in the toxic system, they don't want to take any type of accountability for the actions that they make. So they're going to pass the buck for anything that's wrong in the environment or in that system. So they give it to one person or a group of people, whatever the case may be, and they're scapegoated for all of the evils. And they're lambasted, they're chastised, and they're looked at as lesser than and everything like that. So it could be a terrible place to either grow up in, because oftentimes you'll grow up as a scapegoat in a toxic family dynamic, or you might find yourself as a scapegoated person in other places like work or whatever the case may be, or other social groups of any kind. But those toxic systems, you're going to find, there's going to be a scapegoated person, because the people in the toxic system, everybody trying to act like they're perfect, like they're Jesus 2.0, and they'll never make a bad day in their life. Ego and pride is the one that runs the show, because people need external validation, and ego and pride in of itself is not necessarily all bad, but everything in balance. But these toxic systems, people, they have extreme levels of disruptive or destructive ego and pride. I'm telling you, extremely destructive levels. But with all that being said, because they cannot look within and do a lot of self-reflection, because they are not self-aware, because they don't want to look at themselves for who they are, they keep on running away from themselves. They cannot get internal validation, so they need to get external validation. And with that being said, because a lot of these people be extremely insecure, what they are going to do is, instead of just going, and if they were to be real about who they are and admit who they are, because they don't have the interior, it's like they go double fold the opposite direction. They're supposed to go this direction and find out who they are and take accountability, but because they do not want to do this and they don't have the internal, and this is shut off, they got to go double time this way. So now they have to act like they're Superman, like they're Superwoman, like they're so great. That's how far over here they got to go, just to avoid looking at who they are. And so as a result, they have to keep up an image that they're amazing, they're great, they're Jesus 2.0, they make no mistakes. Their pride is like they're amazing. They do no wrong. And so as a result, when they do something wrong, it goes contrary to what they have in their delusional ass brains. Okay. And so with that being said, they have to pass the buck on to somebody else and say that this person over here is the problem, that person over there, or whatever the case. They gotta find somebody to scapegoat. And so with that being said, if you've been in these systems as a scapegoated person of any kind in any social dynamic, this could be a hard legacy to live in. The reason being is because you don't even understand, because this could have been happening to you since you've been a child, that you've been scapegoated. You've been the one where people try to make it feel like you are truly the enemy. You're truly the ones that's in the wrong. You're truly the bad one. You're truly the one that is the cause of all these problems. So when anything happens, especially even when you go outside of the dynamics that you might have grown up in, you thinking everything is your fault. Stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. You might have abandonment issues in a lot of ways. You might have a very altered way of who you are, who you truly are, in comparison to what people have told you who you are, because people have projected their demons onto you, and now you looking in the mirror thinking that you are these damn demons that other people said that you were, and it was not the case whatsoever. It was, you didn't realize that you was in this toxic system and you've been scapegoated. You know what I'm saying? And this is so doggone bad on so many different ways, because here's another thing that you will find yourself in, because you would think that people want to see you grow, because again, you get all this hate, you get all this negativity, you get all these people, for however long you've been alive or whatever the case may be, or however long you've been in certain systems, you get all this negativity about who you are and stuff like that. And so you try to do your best to do and work and improve and try to get better in life in general, right? And so you would think that people, especially those who are around you, they might be like, oh yeah, man, I want you to get better. I want to da 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 da. They say all this stuff about their mouth. But then when you actually are starting to do better, you recognize that they are not happy to see you doing better. They are not happy to see that you're getting yourself up out of certain situations, where before they were claiming like they wanted you to get up out those situations and stuff like that. And you'll be confused. You're like, what's going on here? Like, it's almost like people, they act like somebody mama just died. They act like you just killed their mama. Like they they have a certain like reticence with you. Like it's like you could tell like the interaction is different. Like they got a problem with you. You know what I'm saying? Like this, like you don't understand why. Like what you like, what did I do? What did I do? But especially if these same people was like before when you were like in your low points of your life, like, oh, I want you to do better, this and this and this and this. But then when you start doing better, it's like, why are these people treating you like that? Well, this is the reason why. It's because you'll find yourself that people, if you were the scapegoat person, you'll find that people don't want to see you doing well as a scapegoat person. And the reason being is because what happens when you get better as a scapegoated person, when you actually start to do well and improve in life and stuff like that, what it does is it breaks that false mirror that people had built up about who you were and about who they were their entire life. Again, they have a false reality about who they are. This is the toxic people in these toxic systems. They had a false reality about who they are. And again, because they lack self-awareness so severely and they don't want to look at themselves, they go double time in the opposite directions. And now they're superhuman. They need to take on a superhuman role, but they need external they need evidence from the world, from the outside world, that they are indeed this super person, Superman or Superwoman. And a lot of times what toxic people will do is they like to look at people and they like to hang around people that is doing worse than them. Quiet is kept. They will never ever say this. A lot of these people will never tell you this. They will never tell you or other people this too that's around them. But they feel like they're better than everybody around them. That's what they feel. And they surround themselves around people that they feel like they're better than. They will pretend, they will act, and they will try to play as though they're super humble, they're super kind, they're super like whatever, whatever. And that they when they get awards and stuff like, oh yeah, man, it's good and stuff, they'll act a certain type of way in front of people's faces and stuff like that. But truthfully, deep down inside, they feel like they're better than everybody and they feel like they deserve it. They feel like, and so that's why oftentimes, you might find yourself, especially when you go into certain toxic environments, if people feel like you better than them, they will project who they are onto you. And what they'll do is they'll say, oh, you think you better than somebody. This person think they did better than somebody. And they'll try to get other people to turn against you. It's because they truly feel like you are better than them. You know what I mean? Like it's the opposite way around. Like, cause what you will do when you succeed in any way, shape or form is you're breaking up that false mirror that they see of themselves. Before, again, they saw you when you were in your weakest points of your life, when you were down in that ditch and stuff like that, especially if people broke you down to a certain degree, when you were scapegoated and stuff like that. Them looking at you made people feel good. Looking at your calamity makes people feel good. Again, a lot of people, they will not tell you this. But a lot of people, if they being dead ass honest, they be feeling good when they see people on the ground, especially if they feel like this person is better, especially if this person's scapegoat or stuff like that. They will come to your face and say something completely different, but truthfully in their heart, they don't want to see you do well. They like to see you down because that makes them feel better about themselves. It gives them it's external validation when you're low on the ground and you are not doing well in life. It's the external validation that they need to say, yes, I'm better than this person. I'm superior. They look at you as a reference point, if that makes sense. Like they'll compare their lives. And so you're down here and they feel like they're up here. Oh yeah, I'm better than this person. And it makes them feel better about themselves. That's why a lot of times people like to see that. But what happens is when you get up out that ditch, when you get up out that pit and God gets you up out that situation and stuff like that, and you actually start to do better and you've been scapegoated and you're doing better and better and better and better and better. A lot of times people, they don't want to look at that, is because you are starting to break that damn false mirror that they have of themselves. You're a mirror to them and you're breaking the mirror. That's why people will become hostile. You only understand like you're just trying to do yourself. You're just trying to be you and succeed just like everybody else. Everybody else had the opportunity to succeed and everybody else got everybody. So it's like, why do people got a problem with me? Like, why you got a problem with what I'm doing? Like, why do you have a problem? Why do you care about where I'm going with my life or whatever case? Because again, a lot of these people try to act like you insignificant and you're not important or something, but they got a significant amount of time focusing on your life and like what you're doing. And they always got a magnifying glass over you and you don't understand why. The reason why is because they see that you're doing better and better and better. And that is triggering them, is because you are that mirror that's showing them who they truly are. If they can keep you in a space that you're low and you're lower than them, it fills in that ego. It gives them the external validation that they're still good as long as they're looking down at you and you're on the ground. But if you're getting up and you're doing better and better, what does that say about them? It breaks that false mirror and it brings them back to reality. They don't like that at all. That's why a lot of these people will be super hostile. If you've been in scapegoated positions, they're extremely hostile to your progress. They're extremely hostile to your success. They're extremely hostile to all of this stuff. Is because you are showing them what reality is, and they can't take it. They can't take it at all. They like to look at you and look at you in a low regard. They like to talk about you to other people in a low regard, like that. Like people, they be getting off on that. They like to sit around in circles and eating popcorn, clicking wine glasses, and watching your life like it's a Netflix series, like it's the new Netflix special or something like that, talking about everything in your life and how your life is going so bad and how you need to do this. And they'll claim that they got love for you and everything like that. They claim that they just trying to help you, but they never call you. They never tell you about all the great information that they got talking about you in these circles and stuff like that. They never do that. They never do that at all. It's because it's never really was about that. That's just a cover up story that people will use just to talk about you. You know what I'm saying? But they like to sit there and talk about it. And truthfully, when they're talking about you in these circles, they're not even necessarily talking about you. What they're doing is they're projecting themselves onto you. They're projecting their demons onto you. It feels good to relieve themselves of them demons. And again, a lot of people, they lack self-awareness. This is the thing that you got to understand too. When I say they lack self-awareness so severely, they lack self-awareness in that they don't understand the demons that they're talking about, and they're looking at you. They don't understand it's them actually. They don't understand a lot of the stuff that they might not see on you. It's truly who they are, but they're projecting it onto you. But they lack self-awareness so severely they do think it's you. There's other people that know damn well it's not you, but they like to talk down on you if you're a scapegoated person or something like that. They like to talk down on you because it's a way of releasing their demons onto somebody. It's a way of releasing their negativity onto somebody. It's a way they can shoot all their negative energy into a vessel or wherever the case may be, so that they don't have to carry those demons no more. The thing is, it's only short lived, and those demons will keep on coming back up. Okay, and so because it's just temporary. You know what I'm saying? But they need you to stay in a low space. As long as you're in a low space, they can keep on doing those demons onto you, so they don't have to carry them no more. They need a scapegoat. They need to see you as dysfunctional, so that they feel very much functional. Again, that's another thing. People, they will look at your life and they will compare it. Again, they do a lot of comparison. A lot of people do a lot of comparison to you and them. Even if you ain't doing it to them, that's what they're doing to you. But they're comparing their lives to you and stuff like that. And again, they need to, as long as the environment is more chaotic than they are on the interior, they're good. That's why a lot of these people that's extremely toxic, they cannot deal with peaceful places. That stuff drives them crazy. The reason being is because with them being in a peaceful place, and they being in a place where it's harmonious and stuff like that, it magnifies and it shows them clearly about who they are and what's going on in the interior. But if they're able to go around and destroy other people's lives and get to see other people in worse places than they are, if other people are in more calamity on the interior than they don't feel as bad about who they are. So it's all about reference. They need to cut other people down lower than where they are to make themselves feel better, if that makes sense. So that's why these people do evil. That's why a miserable person will hate to see somebody happy, and they'll go out their way to try to make that person that's happy miserable and more miserable than them. Why? Is because it makes them feel better about themselves, because they're like, okay, well, this person is lower than me. This person is low. That's why people will also have slick stuff to say out their mouth, or they always got something negative to say towards you or something like that, and you ain't do nothing to provoke it, or whatever the case may be. Like, again, this could be like this. They ain't got to be as blatant, but you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, you'll have this with family settings and stuff like that, or certain settings where people say little slick stuff, and like they'll be act like, oh, I'm just playing, and then you check them and they act like you going overboard. But they be doing that stuff on purpose because they need to tear you down in order themselves to make themselves feel better about themselves. Because if they look at you, they feel inadequate. If they look at you, they feel inadequate. That's a lot of times what it is. I'm telling you, that's what it is. They'll never ever tell you this. They will swear up and down it's the complete opposite, and they will act like it's the complete opposite. But truthfully, this is what it is. People who happy, content, and stuff, they don't care about the next man. They're not trying to bring the next man down. It's miserable people who trying to bring the next man down. It's people who are insecure about how they look. They want to bring down the next man about how they look. It's, you know what I'm saying? Like, they insecure about what they have, so they got to sit around talking about everybody else. Look what shoes they got on. Look at how that person look. Look how they got to sit there and nitpick and talk about other people. Is because that's the only way that they feel better about themselves. These people be insecure. They're not secure. Like, those type of people that do that stuff, they're not happy, they're not secure. Like, these people be very insecure. Very, very insecure. but they try to mask it or hide it or something like that. Like I'm telling you, happy people, people who really happy and content with their life, they don't do that type of stuff to other people. They ain't got enough time. They don't care. It's irrelevant. They not thinking about that. They thinking about something that makes them happy. They don't care. But people who are miserable and they do not like themselves, they don't like their life, and they see somebody else that got something better than them or whatever the case, they get the joy out of tearing other people down, because in tearing other people down, in comparison, they feel superior. So they don't feel as bad because that person got it worse than me. That's their motto. But if you a scapegoated person, that's exactly why people will come at you in the way, and they will hate your progress in general. They will hate your progress because your progress is a direct reflection as to who they truly are as individuals. You are breaking those boxes, you're breaking those molds, you're breaking those labels, you're breaking what these people be talking about you behind closed doors. You're breaking it and you're proving people wrong, and you don't even know that you're doing it. You're not even remotely focused on that. But that's why people will be so hostile against you about what they be saying about you behind your back, about how they feel about you and everything like that. Truthfully, a lot of the stuff, again, it's a reflection of them. A lot of these people are very much aware of it. There's a good population of these people that be talking about you, try to come up against you as a scapegoated person. They don't have the self-awareness to understand that they are really looking at themselves. They're talking about themselves. But that's why they will have all this hate and this vitriol uh, uh, against you and your progress. A lot of people, they'll switch on you real quick. When you in the pit, they talking about, oh yeah, I want to see the best for you and stuff like that. Watch what happens when you start to do better. Watch, and God forbid you start to do better than them. Watch how they change. Watch how you change. A lot of these people, they gonna turn on you very quickly, very quickly. They don't want to see all that. They do not want to see that. Again, a lot of these people, they got a lot of pride and ego, and they be talking about you behind your back. They be saying stuff, all a whole bunch of crazy stuff behind your back, and you more than likely will pick up on it. You'll pick up on it. They think that you stupid and that you don't get that and you don't pick up on it, but you pick up on it. And then when you show them, then now people are shocked and stuff like that. But they hate your progress so much. It's because it's a direct reflection, and it's breaking down that delusional mirror that they had up. Now they can see you truly for who you are. And as a reference point, they now see who they truly are. They now see they can't put you down no more. They can't nitpick at you and stuff like that. They can't get other people to look at you in a negative way and try to tear you down as a collective group and stuff like that, because that's what these people will do. These toxic systems, they need to pull you in, and then everybody jump on you. Everybody jump on you. But they trying to make it seem as though that that's not what's going on, because other outsiders, if they see it, they trying to make it seem as though that you just slow or you just something wrong with you or whatever. And then they'll try to get other people to jump in on it too. So you'll have groups of people jumping on just you, just jumping on just you, trying to make it seem as though you're the problem. And for a lot of people, they do that stuff too. It works, and it can break people down. But if you that person that didn't break them down, and you getting stronger and stronger, do you understand like what that does to these people? What how to like in their damn brain, how it breaks that fragile ego, it breaks that damn pride. And these people, they feel even worse about themselves because they'll plot, scheme, and do all this manner of evil, crazy stuff behind your back. They'll make up lies, rumors, get everybody to go against you. They'll do all this stuff, and then in the end, you still win. In the end, you ain't nothing even happened to you. It made you better, and these people are stuck, if not going regressing back. Because it's like sometimes you hear that saying, "Man, God don't mess with certain people." It's like those type of individuals that got all that strength to get through all that stuff and all that persecution. Trust and believe me, God is most definitely on their side. That's how they get through it. And these people that go up against them, my God, you gotta pray for them. You gotta pray for them. But it's like that's why a lot of times people will hate your progress if you've been scapegoated in your life. If people always wanted to look down on you, talk down on you and stuff like that. If they always have these secret meetings talking about you, trying to go up against you. Some people like setting up plots, trying to make you look like you a fool, trying to humiliate you in certain ways, in shape or form, or whatever the case may be. Trying to break down your self-esteem as much as possible, trying to distort your image of who you are, trying to make you feel like you something that you're not, that you dumb when you actually smart, when you are unattractive, when you actually very attractive. The list goes on and on and on. They'll tell you the very opposite about who you truly are. Truthfully, they're projecting who they are onto you. That's how they feel about themselves. What comes out of a person's mouth is a reflection, more of a reflection about who they are in comparison to who you are. And what I mean with that is people that got all that negativity, it's not necessarily because of you. They got that negativity come out their mouth because that's what they got inside their heart. That's what they feel about themselves. These people be miserable. They want to make you more miserable than them. They hate to see you smiling, happy, joyful, because it magnifies who they truly are. As long as you was in that pit, they could feel better about themselves looking at you. Now they can't look at you. They can't stand to see you. It's because you are a reflection of who they are, and who, in every lie. And it's more apparent that they were projecting. They were projecting. It's more and more apparent because, again, these people got all these ideas about who you are. A lot of these people, you'd be surprised, they don't even know you. They don't know a damn thing about you. You'd be surprised how many people don't even know you. They could have known you for years. They don't know a damn thing about you. You'll be so surprised because they thinking that they know you, but they don't. Because what they know is the person that they want you to be, who they thought you were. That's why people will be shocked and surprised. Like, who are you? Like, how did you do that? Like that, because they never looked at you. They were always looking through you. They were looking at whatever made their ego feel good. That's what they were looking at. They were looking at the lies and the narratives people told about you. Because some people, they'll before they meet you, certain people in certain systems, before people ever even met you, people that you are around, they've lied on you. They talked down about you. They said certain things about you. So when people meet you and stuff like that, they might have this perception based off of what people have lied on you and said. And oftentimes, certain people, when they come into your life and they meet you, they're like, who are you? Because you're completely opposite of what people have said that you were. And so in time, people will see that and they'll recognize people haters or whatever the case may be. But in general, this is why sometimes with you as an individual, it's going to be hard sometimes in your life, is because you'll recognize and you'll come to this this cold-hearted conclusion to understand a lot of people, they're not happy for your success. They not, even though you clapping for everybody else, even though you was there for everybody else and all that stuff, and you was just like, man, why don't people return the favor? You got to understand the nature of people. You got to understand the insecurities and how low down people feel on the interior. Like they not you. They not you. A lot of times it's like, it's with the way that people come at you, as crazy as it sound, it has nothing really to do with you. It has everything to do with other people. I ain't saying you can't check people. I ain't saying you can't, whatever. But I'm saying is, you got to understand that a lot of times it's people's insecurities. It's they demons riding their back, and they need to get them demons up off of them, and they want to throw them onto you. They see you and they see a lot of positive qualities that they really want. And but because they don't even have the damn they don't want to humble themselves to even remotely try to learn, or like they want to fake it, but they don't really want to they damn sure don't ever want to ask you. They damn sure will never ever ask you or try to make it seem in any way, shape, or form that they even admire anything about you. They're gonna try to make it seem like it's the very opposite. That's why you go around certain people, especially toxic systems, nothing but negativity about these people's mouths. Nothing but negativity. You could have created beautiful structures. You could have done something that other people just simply couldn't do, and they'll act like it's nothing. But watch, if you do a mistake, you could have like checked the wrong box on the paper, and they will blow it up. They will blow it all the way up. It will be on Channel 6 News. It will be the talk of the town for the next 25 years because you made a mistake on this damn paper. You didn't check the right box. But when you do something good, nobody gives a damn about it. They downplay it. They ain't be trying to pay attention to it. But then when the next man does it, you'll see how they'll treat the next man. And it's not to be disrespectful or try to like put people down in a way, but the next man could have not even necessarily achieved at the same level as you. But they throwing these people a doggone a bash, a fest. They bring it everybody, and they gonna rub it into your face too. That's another thing these toxic people will do. Not only will they not recognize you, not only will they'll not try to, they'll overlook you. They will take a person that they know didn't do as much or whatever, and they will try to rub it in your face. Look how we celebrating this person. Look how we clapping and applaud, but we ain't doing it for you. That's how because they're trying to break you down. They're trying to isolate you and break you down. That's a technique. That's a technique that they got to get everybody to go up against you and make you feel isolated, because that isolation makes you feel like it's just you that's going through it. That's one of the devil's tactics. He got to make you feel like you isolated and you the only person going through it, because it will now play in your mind all of these things that these people got to say about you and all the ways that they acting towards you and stuff like that, trying to make you feel like you insignificant and stuff like that, that you really are the problem child and everything like that. It will start to play in your head that that's actually real, and it's not. It's an illusion. It's fake. It's fake. God will always come through and show you what it is, but it's fake. But this is, I'm telling you, this is the reasons why a lot of these people, it will have their blood boiling to see you even remotely do anything good. They don't want you to get a damn job at McDonald's. They don't want you to have nothing. Truthfully, it really doesn't matter. But I'm saying that you might have questions as to why, why is it that, like, what have I done towards people? You ain't do a damn thing but be alive. You ain't do a damn thing but do whatever God told you to do. But people in their insecurities, they treat you that way. They come across you and they come at you that way because of who they are on the interior. And that's when you got to let people go and let them be. Because people ain't going to change. A lot of these people ain't going to change. They're not going to change at all. I don't care who they are. It's like it's a problem with them, not with you. And so that's when you got to start letting people go. That's when you recognize a person's spirit is more important than their damn flesh. Flesh will kill you. Flesh will kill you. You will go through it with flesh. You got people on the street that treat you better than your own flesh would. And it's like that might be a hard reality to come to. It's gonna be a hard reality to come to understand what it is. Because again, you could have been supporting people in your community. You could have been clapping for everybody else, been there for everybody else, and you had so much times in your life where a lot of people don't even know the hell that you go through. You'd be surprised how many people think that your life is so peachy clean and that you just get everything that you want, and that your life is a walk in the park. That your life is so easy, that you're just so like you don't go through nothing. That will add on to the hate that people will have towards you. They thinking that your life is just so easy peasy breezy, beautiful cover girl. They think you don't go through nothing. They don't even know the amount of hell that you go through. And a lot of these people want to know the hell so they can sit there and laugh, and they don't even care. But you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, that's why you got to understand, like, it's a spiritual thing. You go back, you can't look at people from the flesh, because when you look at things from the flesh, it makes no sense. What have you done? You don't even got as much as the next man. But look how they treating you. You barely got 2 pennies in your pocket. They acting like how they come up and against you. You'll think that you had $1,000,000. You'd be out here stunning, whatever case may be. You barely got anything, and these people got all this hate and this resentment towards you. You don't even have anything. You expect that they would treat people over there that actually got things. But why is it that they come across you? It's because it's a spiritual thing. It's not a physical thing. If you look at things from just the physical, you're going to be confused for the rest of your life, because it don't make no sense. When you look at things from the spiritual perspective, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. That's what it is. And so with that being said, this is just what you got to understand, that the legacy that you might have to go when you tell the truth, and you the truth bearer in a lot of ways, or you trying to change things for your future generations and things of that nature. And, and God, and for whatever reason, maybe God say, okay, I'm about to work with you. You got to understand the hate that the world's going to have towards you. You know what I'm saying? And it's not necessarily you, but I'm telling you, it's that God inside you. That's why people will hate so much about you. This is why you go into different environments. You never accept it. You always you always the damn scapegoat. You always the one on the outside. You don't understand what you're doing wrong. It's like you treat people better. You can have a person and you just, you not even come reckless at this person. A person, they mama could have just got killed by this dude. And this person will treat the person that killed their mother with so much more respect. They'll go out there and party with that individual. Like that will be their best friend. But then you come along and you actually help pay for the funeral expenses and stuff like that. And they hate your damn guts. And you don't understand why. This person was the one that killed your mama in the most heinous, grim, like it was very degrading what they did when they killed your mama. But I'm the one that's helping you with it. Why you got a problem with me? It's a spiritual thing. It's a spiritual thing. And so it's just a legacy that you sometimes have to understand that you got to go through. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of the biggest reasons, if you've been scapegoated and like you went through all this hell and, and you trying to prove to people that you something different, or whatever case, you're trying to show people your value and stuff. And why these people keep on closing their eyes like they don't care, is because you are a reflection of who they are. They don't want to see you get better, because in seeing you get better is to recognize that you were never what they said that you were. Is to have you prove people wrong without you even knowing that you did it. That's a prideful thing. That's an egotistical thing that people, they don't want to admit that they're wrong. They don't want to, what I'm saying? That's what pride does. You as an individual, you'd be like, okay, well, I was wrong. Well, but you don't care. Yeah, I made a mistake. But with other people, because they don't have that internal, they have to rely solely on pride and ego, and to admit that they made a mistake is like equivalent to death. It's equivalent to death. They can never make a mistake. You know what I'm saying? They can never be wrong, because when they wrong, it breaks up that false ideology of who they are. So that's why, like, people hold on to it and they're so prideful. They won't say sorry for certain things, because if they do, it breaks that fragile. They have nothing left. They're not a real person. They're a character. They're not real. Imagine if a character on a TV show is, I don't know, I can't even, but you just gotta imagine, like, it's something like it's rigid. You can't, like, it needs to be like this. If there's a crank, it doesn't work. It falls apart. That's just how people are. That's why can be so prideful and egotistical. They don't have the internal validation. They need external validation. And so their external validation, when you're in that pit, they feel good. That's their external validation that they're better than you. But when they see you're rising up, they see you actually doing successful, and God forbid you actually start to outpace them, it's rejecting. The external validation is negative. It's like you go up to a female and you ask her for her number and she rejects you. You know what I'm saying? But you think you the man. But your environment, at least, just understand it with this. There's different scenarios, but just understand. Just in this one scenario, you could think that you can get any female on earth, right? This is okay. This is the best one. You think you saying, like, I can get any female on earth. It doesn't matter who she is. And then you go up to this female and she say, "Oh, I don't like you," or she rejects you, and she not like one of them girls that's like playing hard to get. She really do not like you at all. She really doesn't, whatever. And so it breaks up that world view. It breaks up that idea, that image of who you are. Your ego goes all the way down, because the reality is now showing you something different from what you've seen previous, or what you thought previously. I can get any female I want to, but this female in front of you is clearly showing you she don't want you. You know how that breaks people's doggone head. Like, they don't know what to do. That's why they're so prideful. They're so egotistical, and they will never say sorry. They won't even clap or congratulate you. They cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the reason why, if you've been scapegoated, it's because you are proving people wrong without even trying. You're showing them what real reality is. You're breaking up those fake, false images that they have themselves about who they are, and their hoity-toity, prideful damn ways. And you bringing their asses right back down to reality. They don't like reality, because they got to look at themselves for who they are. So that's why. So with all that being said, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace. Yo. I'm about to end now. Peace.